Okay, so we want to welcome everybody to the Hangout with BizSugar.com. My name is Shawn Hessinger. Some of you may know me from the BizSugar site. I'm delighted to be hosting today's Hangout for BizSugar. We have with us Paul Robinson, who is the Senior Product Manager for Supplies and Accessories at Brother USA, and the company manufactures and sells printers and other office. And we're going to be demonstrating the Brother CreativeCenter today. I love saying that, Brother CreativeCenter, where you can design and create awesome and wonderful free products for both actually the home and business. But we'll be focusing on the business use, the business use, which includes all kinds of cool marketing materials you can get in there and make, business cards, brochures, the works. So welcome, Paul.
Well, thanks for having me. I appreciate it, and I also appreciate everyone's patience as we've had a little technical difficulty starting out.
Yes. Yes. Now we're presenting. I just want to mention we're presenting this through the generous sponsorship support of Brother, and we're running a contest on BizSugar for members and really anybody who wants to sign on to design materials and submit them on BizSugar.com, and the three best designs will win a prize suite of Brother products valued at about $500. So we thought, hey, why not get together on a Hangout? And for those who haven't, some people actually have been posting. If you go over to the site, BizSugar.com, you'll see there are already all kinds of wonderful cards up there displayed, and brochures and mailers and flyers and things that people have created. Some people created multiple projects. But we thought, well, for those who are out there and saying, yeah, it's simple, but I don't want to, I'm not getting around to it or whatever, we thought we'd have Paul in here and show everybody. First of all, tell everybody a little bit about it, and then show everybody, hopefully, just how easy it is to use. So without any further ado, Paul, let's jump into it, and maybe just start with telling us a little bit about what the Creative Center is, and what it's for and how it works.
And again, I wanted to just introduce myself. It's Paul Robinson, Senior Product Manager for Brother USA. I work on the supplies and accessories for all of the multi-function centers, printers, faxes, things of that nature. And as Shawn mentioned, and thanks to BizSugar, we're here talking about the Brother Creative Center. The Brother Creative Center is a free resource available via the web. There is no downloads or anything to that effect for the computer, but it's the ability to go out and create brochures or templates or birthday cards or all sorts of materials we'll kind of run through for both business and home. I'll touch on the home just so everyone's aware of what's there, but obviously the focus here is business. And what we're really trying to do here is provide tools so that you guys can help your businesses grow. We have, again, posters, brochures, mailers, business cards, all sorts of good things. So we'll kind of run through that in a moment. But again, this contest is open through March 4th, so we encourage you all to go in, and after you have a quick look with us, go and actually try to create your own. So I'm going to go to share screen for a moment here, and then let's see that we get that going. Now, again, I can't see anybody now as far as getting head nods, but I do want to make sure that everyone is seeing the Creative Center in front of them. So if you can kind of unmute for a second, let me know that that's working, just so I'm not here by myself.
Yes, I can see it.
Okay, great. Thanks, Stephen. Okay, so when you get to the Brother Creative Center, and you can go through Brother USA's website, you can do a search in Google, and it'll be sure to come up as well. When you come here, there's two different sections, and one is listed as the Business Center, and again, as we talked about, there's brochures, mailers, posters, calendars, business cards, etc. And there's also another tab here for the Home Center, where again we have all kinds of cards and invitations, and again some of those calendars and scrapbook pages and games and activities for for the rest of our lives, if you will. So as busy business people, we all have home lives as well, and sometimes you might need some activities or games for the kids, and we hope to help you with that as well. And again, as we kind of take a look here, there's a bunch of different ways where you can kind of find what you're looking for. And obviously we have the tabs that I'm highlighting up top, and then as well we can also do that, some of the same throughout here. What I'll start with first is let's just play with the brochure for a moment. Now, as we go into here, what we've done is created a suite, if you will, of all kinds of collateral that could be matching. So you might focus in on one of these templates, but you'll find a matching template for that, so you can actually have a suite of material that might be in posters or calendars or business cards. You can create a whole look and brand and feel for yourselves. Now, the other really nice thing about the Creative Center is while we create a lot of categories and we kind of start the heavy lifting, if you will, for a lot of these categories, all of them are totally customizable. So even though you might not be a car wash or a home improvement type of business, it doesn't stop you from going in there, taking a look at those, maybe finding something that you like because of the color scheme or because of some certain elements in it, and going ahead and grabbing one of those and using it, but then customizing it towards whatever business you're in. And that's even why we have categories for general or for new products or things of that nature as well. So as you see down here, we have a general category. And that's why the templates are as they are. So again, I'm just going to kind of jump into one of these, and I'll kind of bring up the start screen of what might happen. Now, everything will obviously start at the start here, and it's a quick little applet that will come up on your website. Again, there's no downloads, so there's nothing you need to go and, if you're working on a shared computer or a work computer or something like that, that you really need to worry about from that perspective. Now, again, as you kind of click around, you can see that all of these are customizable. So again, editing the text, going in, you can then change fonts and sizes and colors and bold or italics or underline, alignments. You can rotate here, to kind of give it some other design elements. And you can also go in at any point and start adding other types of elements. You can add photos. What we've done recently is actually, if you wanted to upload photos, you have the ability to go into Facebook if you have some things on your Facebook page and upload those, or just from your PC, and bring in whatever photos you might want. All of these things here are kind of in your library at your disposal. Again, this is something that I hear myself. Okay, this is something that you can then put into the main document and create as you will. So the idea here being is that really everything is totally customizable. All of your standard types of tools, editing tools, or rotational or contextual types of tools, from alignment, from bringing elements forward or bringing them backwards or things like that, you can do as you need to do them. Now, the other great thing about the Brother Creative Center on any of these templates is, first of all, we know you're mobile. So, all of the business owners, they might be working at home one night, in a field office the next, or at a client another day, and perhaps a coffee shop some other day. So you can actually save these documents into Dropbox, which is also a place you can upload photos from, or into Google Docs, and that way you have access to them wherever you are. So as you need to print on demand, if you will, you can do that from any location and at any point. Additionally, you can save the document in one of two ways. When you go drop down here and you hit save, you could have a save for later, which is going to create a file that you can edit continually over time. One of the great case studies was a restaurant who wanted to do their menu specials, but they don't want to create the look and feel each time. They just want to get into the text and the content and change what the specials of the week are. Or when an item runs out for the next day, they might be able to change that up as well. So they would save that for later. It becomes what's called a .edit file, and that's a Brother Creative Center proprietary file that you can then bring back into the Creative Center, again, from any location, because you haven't needed to download any software to your computer, and bring that up and then make any edits you need to, and then print in the exact quantities you need. The other way to do it is to save it as a PDF. again, if this is the case where you were done with it, you didn't want to touch it ever again, or you needed to share it with someone that you didn't want to have editing ability, you can save it as a PDF, and obviously anyone can open that without even going to the Brother CreativeCenter, as long as they have the Adobe Reader, and again, use that file in a print-on-demand type scenario as well. So, from this perspective, what I had gone ahead and done, and I'm going to kind of go from here. There's two ways, and actually probably multiple ways, that you can open a saved project. So just real quickly, before we started, went and created a file so that we can locate it here, and you can go and upload. And from my perspective, I save that to my desktop. And I have a busy desktop, unfortunately, right now. That's going to try to clean that up as well. But this uploads now, again, and I could have been anywhere to do this, and it will open up here in a moment, and I can continue editing and continue to change the file as I need to. Save it again as either a different file name if I wanted to save the original, or as a PDF if I was complete with it. And that's also good for for things like brochures or posters. Maybe you have a special sale going on, or some type of promotion, or maybe you want to save that original so that if you ever need to go back and you want to change some taglines or things within your brochure, you can do that as well. So here, again, what I did was I picked a calendar, and I want to go back and edit the title of it. I can go ahead and edit this text, or bold it out, make it a little bigger, do all those things, and obviously there it went off the box. So I can kind of drag and expand that box to make sure. I can decide to adjust bars, I can adjust picture sizes, or sorry about that. I can go and maybe rotate the photo, things of that nature. So we can have some fun and customize this. So again, this is just a standard wall calendar. I'm going to take you through some of the other types of templates we have as well. Again, we talked a little bit about brochures. We have mailers here, which are trifold type mailers with an address panel. So these can actually, obviously go straight into the mail from that perspective. We have all types of posters, and again, you'll see some of the same recurring themes, but at the same point, everything is customizable, so you can change it as you need to. Business cards, and these are actually one or two-sided business cards, and again, we have landscape and portrait type orientations for that. And on the home center side, again, a business could absolutely be using these cards and invitations for, an open house, an event, things of that nature, or just to recognize someone's birthday or perhaps their anniversary with the company, things of that nature. And again, some of those calendars, scrapbook pages for those of you with the artistic flair. And then again, we even have things like games and activities. So again, in roles other than as a business owner or a business person at any given point, we can go in and both have origami. Now these will print with a direction sheet, so you can actually go do this and print nice colored paper, so you can get these fun types of things. These are great activities for rainy days. I know I've done them with my kids quite a bit. As well as some educational things, maybe flashcards or activities, things to do in order to kind of have some fun learning time with your kids as well. So I wanted to then see if we had any questions. I know we've kind of ran through this pretty quickly, and that was by design, because anybody can get up and going with this Brother CreativeCenter and go as far as their artistic ability and time will allow. And again, we encourage you to do that and obviously enter the contest. We're giving away a great suite of prizes with both a Brother printer, part of our new Business Smart series, as well as a Brother P-Touch machine, and some supplies and accessories, both on the ink and tape side for those machines to keep you going in your business for quite some time. So I will throw it out back to Shawn, and also as well, if there was other questions that anyone had, I'd be happy to do that as well.
You know what? I thought Pierre's here, and I know that he used I don't know how long ago, Pierre, when the contest started, you used the web. How you doing?
Hi,
Used
Shawn. Hi.
that web tool to design, what was it, a flyer for your business? I remember thinking it. I mean, it looks really sharp. I don't know if you're a graphic designer by trade, but I mean, it really wow.
Well,
How did you find using it? I mean,
a lot of it, I thought it was pretty helpful. In some ways, the graphic I had for it was much of it I still had already as kind of a file. It was kind of a Word file that I've always kind of kept just for kept handy. But what I found useful was that I liked the fact that I was able to upload the elements pretty easily. It didn't feel like I was I don't know what the right word for it is, but I didn't feel that I was adding. I didn't feel like sometimes when you have this new solution, you feel like you got to learn it, off the top. And I kind of felt like it was a little. It felt like it added added some value without having me go through a long learning curve in order to pick up the details.
Hey, Pierre, this is Paul Robinson from Brother. Hey, thank you very much, first of all, for entering, and I appreciate that kind of feedback. So, again, if there's ever a time that we can help you with something, or even, we try to engage very heavily with people who are using our solution. And if there's things that suggestions you have for us moving forward, please do let us know. But thank you again for entering, and thanks for your kind comments.
one of the things that's really neat is if you go to the contest website, you can see some of the projects that have already been done, and you can actually see them by just clicking on the front page of BizSugar. They're up there, sort of rotating, but it's really neat to go to the gallery and really look through all the projects that have been done, because there's a lot of really creative projects there. And I have here a comment from Heather, who joins us, who actually is the community manager over at BizSugar. She said, "What's great is you really don't need to be a graphic designer." She played around with the tools, and I know she did for a while, and she made a bunch of artsy items very, very easily. I think that she's in a cohort team, and she put together something that you can see there for them, and some other stuff. Just kind of as we were getting the contest ready and kind of testing the system, and she found it really, really intuitive and really easy to use. So I mean, I think that's what better vote of confidence can you get?
Well, you raise also a good point, Shawn, when you talk about cohort teams and things of that nature. If you are working with with different divisions or different people in different parts of the country or the town or whatever it might be, the good thing is it's a portable type of functionality. You don't need to worry about, again, downloading software, but you also can save that file and maybe begin work on it, and then throw it to one of your cohorts or another coworker and ask them to take a stab at adding a little bit more into it, and maybe doing some copywriting on it or whatever it might be. And ultimately, you can collaborate very easily using it, because it again interfaces with Google Docs or Dropbox, and you can kind of go through that, and maybe there's files on another person's computer that you want to grab, and they can do that for you. So it's really it does lend itself to that very easily.
And I mean, Paul, again, the thing we want to stress is that there's nothing you don't need anything external to do this. Basically, all you need is internet access. You go to the website, and the tools are there.
Absolutely, and this, by the way, is a site that we update on a weekly basis. We add new decorations. We add different items, different decoration type items. We add templates. So we actually we do hire at times outside designers or things of that nature to create just new categories. So, some of the things, if people are familiar, we go in on a continual basis and try to really push the envelope. And that's why, as I said to Pierre earlier, if there's suggestions, please send them to us, because we actually listen to those. There's real people behind this, and we take it to heart, and we really try to help people get to what they need. I mean, we are a business serving organization, clearly, with the types of devices we do. And so anything that we can do to help create value for you with this free tool, we're very happy to do.
Paul, another question I had, and anybody else who has another question can jump in, but it just occurred to me as you were talking, there's the home center and the business center, and I know that there's a variety of products there already. Is the thought that eventually there's going to be maybe more products that you can make there in the business center? I mean, or is this maybe a start with the idea that there might be more? I mean, I think there's a good variety of items. I have to say, for most businesses, it's probably most everything you need for small businesses now. But I just wondered if there are any thoughts about where it might go in the future in terms of development.
Absolutely. Again, this is something that we continue to develop, and we add categories and we add vertical markets and different types of templates. What you will see coming down the road, I guess, would be some additional types of maybe non-customizable PDF type things that a business can use. And again, we haven't totally committed to doing specific ones, but if you think in terms of maybe memo sheets or fax cover sheets or invoice sheets or invoicing. So we are talking about doing a lot of that in the near future. As well, we'll even integrate within our hardware. So as you buy a Brother printer, there'll be ways that you can access portions of the Brother Creative Center right from a touchscreen that's on your actual printer. So we really are pushing the envelope very, very hard in order to to keep providing value and giving businesses what they need in order to help them grow and help them have increase and improve their image and the utility of the site and all those things.
And I guess we also should mention, I mean, the whole idea here is, maybe this is kind of obvious, but some people might be wondering, well, how do I get, I see the wonderful business card that I made on the screen and the wonderful flyer and everything. How do I print that up? You can just print it to the printer you have, or how is that done?
Absolutely. I mean, that's the idea. It really becomes a print on demand at home, in your office, at a satellite location, wherever you might be when you need it, and then in the quantity that you need too. So, you can print only what you need when you need it, and not have to worry about print shops and minimum job sizes and the cost for small print jobs and things of that nature. So we create it in a way that it's obviously fully compatible with the printers, and you can use those in order to give yourself the image that you're looking for.
And I guess the point should be made, it's web based. So obviously, but I mean, it's not like if you were on a business trip, and you had access to a printer, it's just a matter of going in and finding your stuff, as opposed to having designs scattered all over the place.
Absolutely. And again, we know that business people are mobile, and at times they're working at home at night, and at times they're working in the coffee shop, and the days aren't confined to an office and a 9 to 5, right? So the idea being that you can easily place those within some of those web services like a Google Docs or a Dropbox, and make sure that you can get them when you need them, so that you don't have to worry about running out. You go to a trade show and things are going real well, and you've given out a lot of business cards. Well, good for you. Now you can go out and print some more and make sure that you continue to pound the trade show even without having to worry about it.
I have a comment here on the chat about industry categories. You want to talk about that?
Myself, again, we have a lot of industry categories already developed, but they're very flexible. So as you go in and look at a template and you say, well, my business is not really any one, it doesn't fall into one of these buckets. It doesn't preclude you from going into some that are either listed as general, or maybe it's listed as an IT business, and your business is all about a pet pet location or things of that nature, or a restaurant. You can go in and kind of mix and match elements and change the decorations and use your own photos to make it all about what you're looking to communicate as part of your brand and as part of your company and as part of what makes you different from the person down the street.
That's cool. So Pierre, you didn't tell me. You didn't tell us, but I asked whether you have any design expertise when you went at this. Because one thing I'm curious about is I'm hopeless when it comes to actual design. I mean, I see wonderful things in my head, and if I tell somebody else about them, something wonderful comes on the paper. But if I try and do it, forget it. So I'm kind of wondering, how really easy it is. There might be people out there who think, oh, sure, I'd love to do that with a business card instead of going to going to my local, the graphic designer or whatever. But I could never do that. I just can't. I don't have, I don't have. It'll look like crap until I'm done with it. So I was wondering, how you found it from that perspective.
I think it was, I found it helpful more than anything, just from the standpoint of, and I'll say this from experience a little bit, I do a lot of web analytics, as you're well aware of. Yeah. I work with smaller businesses that kind of fall in this sort of weird nexus where they may have some elements but not all the elements. And I think where Brother hit the mark with this is that you get some clients where they may have a logo, they may or in most cases they may have a picture and not a logo, but there may be a bit of pieces of, they're trying to figure out how to put these pieces together that will work. I know, and in my case, mine still had pretty much a lot of elements that were already kind of there already, pretty much. But I know that, like I said earlier, I think what was nice about it was even the pieces that I had when I put it together and then was able to upload. I liked the fact that there was that sort of flexibility in there within the tool. You had some choices between being able to kind of pull pieces together and get to a flyer that a reasonable flyer that lets you be professional without making it feel like you've pulled a lot of time into it. So I'll say it does help you pull pieces together much clearly.
I have to say I was very impressed with the, I kind of go on there every once in a while and look at the latest stuff that's been created, and I think that it's amazing what some of the people have done. I mean, how many of them have graphic artist experience and all that kind of thing, but there's quite a variety of stuff there, so it's kind of neat. I wonder, do we have anything else for the go to the order before we proceed? Paul, is there anything else we should say about the Creative Center that you think would be very helpful? I mean, what would you advise? There's a lot of people who say this all sounds great, but I mean, I guess just get started. But I mean, what would you suggest just to get started?
Well, again, I think, and Pierre mentioned this a little bit earlier as well. It's something that we try to make very intuitive. Of course, there's instructions on the website if people need it, and of course, there's even a little video that gives you some other ideas or what have you. But honestly, I've put this in front of a lot of people who just aren't comfortable with this type of application normally and would be intimidated. And I've let them play. And we've done user-focused studies and user groups and things of that nature. And really, no one ends up having that issue. And Shawn, like you mentioned, I'm not the most creative from a visual arts perspective, but I know that I'm real happy with some of the things that I create and some of the things that I do, even for my home. And I'll do a quick little project here or there, and I'm always trying to play with the site to see what how I can help improve it. And I'll make things, and my wife will ask who made it. I'll tell her I did, and she doesn't believe me. So it's one of those scenarios where I say, if I can do it, I really believe that anyone can do it. And it does not take long to get up and going. Again, there's a few weeks left in the contest, and I would urge you to spend a couple minutes trying it out, submitting something. We're going to judge for creativity and other factors as well that are all listed on the website. But we think that when people try it, they like it, they come back. Again, you can create a variety of templates and a variety of different types of projects in order to have a complete marketing collateral suite for a small business. And we think that's important too, from a consistency of brand and messaging and various tools in order to help the business grow. We think that's obviously a vital part of what we're trying to create and provide for the businesses. So again, I think it's real easy. I think it's intuitive. I'm glad Pierre kind of brought that out earlier, because then it's not just me saying it. I think, again, if people get in there and try it, it'll be easy to work with. And again, at the same point, we are here for suggestions and for ideas. We're always looking for it. We do actually respond to them. We do actually, invest continuously within within the website in order to provide additional functionality or templates or categories or things of that nature that might help businesses grow, because that's ultimately what we want to do.
We want to mention that the contest, I believe, runs through March 4th, and so you have until then to get in there and try it. There are links from the BizSugar blog. There are links from BizSugar.com. I'm hoping that we're going to have a lot of participation with the contest, with a couple days of the contest left. We're recording actually this Hangout, and we're going to post it so that hopefully other people who maybe didn't have a chance to check in today will have a chance to look and kind of get an idea. Paul's great kind of overview of the site. Maybe take some of the fear out of it. People just go in and take the plunge. So thanks everybody for coming, and I appreciate it, and I hope everybody finds this very helpful.
Thanks again, Shawn, and thank you to BizSugar as well. We appreciate the opportunity, and we look forward to seeing a lot of those submissions and giving away some great prize packages as well.